1, 0. Hey everybody, Hangout Conversations is live, coming up shortly. You're in the dark. Don't feel like you're in the dark. My good friend Graybeard will keep you company. Hi, I'm Graybeard. This is Hangout Conversations. I'm not a paid sponsor. I'm a friend of Rappaport. I don't look like anything like him. Okay, no, it really is me just wearing the special Google effects and Google makeup. We'll be starting shortly. My guest tonight is author Glenn Rogers. Really excited. So much is going on Google+. It is crazy. I'm just going to share at Hangout Conversations. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching the recorded version and you go to at Hangout Conversations, you can circle us and see the latest videos and recordings. Also youtube.com/Hangout Conversations as well. And I know that Steffi Wanamaker is watching. Hey, Steffi Wanamaker. Pleasure to have you here. Checking us out. Do a little refresh. Here we go. I'm refreshing right now. We are live. Ooh. Take this time, reshare with your friends. That'd be awesome. How are you liking the new Google Plus? Leave some comments. I want the debate tonight. You know, not just Glenn's great and I'm okay, but really I want you guys to like fight over Google Plus and talk about how you love or hate all the changes that are going on right now. It's pretty crazy, everything that's going on right now. They revamped the entire site. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 or 5 things. It was a complete overhaul. So let me just open your YouTube comments up right now. Let me pause. Bang. All right. And watch, comment on the YouTube posts, but I'll try to get all the comments. I'll try to do all the things. I'm going to use the comment tracker. Comment tracker is an app, actually, that you can get in Hangouts. It helped last week that I had Heather Faye. When Heather Faye was here, I had her playing music and singing. So during this time of me just talking, I should have asked Glenn Rogers to sing. I wasn't thinking ahead. I should make all my guests, whether they sing or not, maybe they rap, do a theme song in the future while I'm sharing stuff. So that would be probably hilarious. I don't know if all my guests would agree to do that. That'll be interesting to see what happens. And so how's your day? How was your holiday? How was your Passover, your Easter, your non-holiday? Hope it was good. All right, let's just flag out every second. Everyone watching on YouTube, we're still here. Live from New York and Texas, it's Hangout Conversations with Matt Rappaport. Boom, 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 boom. It's me. Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another exciting edition of Hangout Conversations. I think we're on number 29. We're approaching the 3-decade mark of 30. Welcome to this wild ride. We are still on Google+, but we're also on YouTube now, which we were last week, which is pretty insane in the membrane, if I must say, and pretty cool at the same time, and I'm having a lot of fun exploring all of it. Crazy. How are you? How are your loved ones? If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you watching. Tonight's guest, Glenn Rogers, is an author, and he will be coming up shortly. But just wow, OMG plus, what is going on? So many changes. A new design with not just new features, like I said, but a Hangout page, which you can check out, Hangouts to watch and Hangouts to join. But everything, like from like white space and what that's going to be used for eventually to all your buttons getting moved around. I made a video about it, how it feels like Google Plus, the last design, the one we know that we were testing for months before it was released to the public. That design was like your room. It's a little messy, and you know where things are. And then all of a sudden, the new one feels like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or maybe your mom or whatever made you made you clean up your room, or more likely they went into your room without you knowing. They cleaned it all up. They put everything in different places. And all of a sudden, you walk into your room, it's all different looking and neater and more organized, but you don't know where everything's organized. And then you kind of like ask, and the tour doesn't exactly do it justice. So that's what it kind of feels like. I don't know. Is that what it feels like to you? I mean, I love the new Hangout stuff, and I don't mind the whole G-Talk chat on the side, the Facebook thing, but we'll talk more with Glenn and you about that later. But let me know what you feel in the chat, in the YouTube comments. Pics and videos are bigger. The use of the space is different. I like what the buttons look like. I just wish I could find all of them. So let me know how you feel about the new Google Plus. That is replacing Google Plus updates. New Google Plus as the hashtag to search for last week and use of white spaces. Last week's episode with the lovely Heather Faye, singer-songwriter Heather Faye, is now up, as well as our Conversations Plus, and a new Plustainment episode with co-host Jane Ellen and that Matt Mikowski fella. Pretty crazy. That's also up, and a couple of kickin' and pluses. I had one was Jane Ellen and America Idol's Nathan Stoops, and the other one was social strategic Muppet hat wearer Mike Stenger. But I'll put I'll put up with it because that's listen. I can't ever since the new Google Plus, which happened yesterday. I've been having trouble talking and sleeping, and not that who needs sleep. Tonight's guest is an author. He's a co-Shakespeare Hangout runner, organizer. We'll ask him exact leader of the Shakespeare Hangouts. As again, I can't speak anymore. A self-proclaimed sit-down comedian straight from Texas. Joining and sitting down with me right now, Mr. Glenn Rogers. Welcome to Hangout Conversations.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God, it's a pirate! He's coming to eat me. What you do with Glenn Rogers?
I don't know. I just thought I'd get your voice out there, scare you, and just.
It worked pretty well. I'm pretty.
Yeah, thank you. That's my job. That's what I do.
Are you looking for gold or digging for Davy Jones' locker with that scuba gear on? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, as you know, everybody in Texas is, rich, so.
Oh, yeah, sure they are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I think Texas represents America as well. There's an upper class and a lower class, and the middle class is kind of getting wiped out. But I think that makes sense. But you can't. It's not fair. There are plenty. I think Texas has the people that are rich in Texas are very rich, right?
Yeah.
So there's that to overcome, and also Dallas, right? The soap opera where everyone was rich.
Dallas is a soap opera. If you've ever been to Dallas. Yeah. Oh. No. I mean, the actual city is a soap opera. Yeah.
Go on. Was there anything else you'd like to say? We have some people in Dallas watching. What?
To be continued.
To be continued.
As any good soap opera would be.
Yeah,
but it's good to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Oh, it's great to have you. And it's funny. I don't know when I asked you to be on, but I asked all my guests. I asked way in advance, and they're all thinking, "Oh my God, that's so far away." But time flies. I mean, this Google Plus experiment started. People talk about it starting in June. I really think July because it was the last day in June. So, but July was, I guess, a long time ago. And
yeah, time flies. It really does.
Yesterday. Yeah. Now, before we get into too much, ever since you joined. Now, I think ever since I joined Google Plus, I don't think there has been a day I didn't somehow connect to it. Is that true with you, or you've actually had a full 24 hours without it?
Oh yeah, I have I go through the DTs, and I have all side effects, and I recover from times when I'm not on Google, but that's okay. I call my friends and ask them if they're on Google and what they're doing on Google. So I kind of keep the time going. But I spend a lot of time on Google with friends and Hangouts and things like that. I do a MovieRiff Hangout on weekends.
Yeah. Tell us more about the MovieRiff Hangout and who your regulars are and how that all started.
Yeah. Well, it started late last August. I had just gotten on Google, and I was joining my first Hangout, and the guy said, "Hey, let's show this video I did on YouTube." I said, "You can watch YouTube on the Hangout?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, what'd be really cool is to watch a really bad movie and riff on it in the actual Hangout. And that's pretty much how MovieRiff was born. Because previous to that, a friend of mine would invite me over to watch films and make fun of them, and she called it misting, which is basically based on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah,
just riff on.
And she said, would you like to join us to Mist? And I thought, whatever you want to do, it might get kind of dirty, you might need to bring some paper towels. And then she explained, no, actually it's misting, like Mystery Science Theater 3000. And so I got hooked on that, and then when I found out we could do it on the Hangout, then that was just bliss. And so Stephanie Wanamaker and Michael Anderson and Alex Grossman and Nikki Burnell and Susan Smith and Lori Friedrich and a bunch of people just joined in, and we've had a fun. It's like a party in a Hangout. So it's been a lot of fun.
And so what movies were you, so what are some of the movie riffs, like some of the good lines that you remember, something that like really made you guys laugh off the top of your head?
Plan 9 is one of my personal favorites. Plan 9 from Outer Space. There's plenty to make fun of. There's one we did that we vowed that we would never do again called Alucard. And if you think of Alucard, it's basically Dracula backwards. It was about 2.5 hours, and the quality was pretty much a couple things below high school, student film. And it was pretty bad. I mean, how did you even find that movie? Just the internet, or? Yeah, you go on YouTube and you look for full-length films, and usually you look in bad films, awful films, that kind of thing. And there are more awful films out there than good films. And thanks, Michael Bay. But
cha-ching.
Cha-ching. But yeah.
Michael Bay, stick to television.
No, I think Michael Bay's next job should be, do you want fries with that? But that's just my opinion.
Aww. Michael Bay and McGee, are they in the same category?
Well, McGee has less letters, but no, I think Michael Bay is. I think he has to really pull the reins in on the editing because I kind of learned when I was doing some editing in like college that when you're doing a scene and you're editing it, you're supposed to make sure that the audience understands what's going on. So, and I read that somewhere. So, if you watch a movie like that, it's kind of hard to understand what's going on. So, but yeah, I'm a big movie buff. Yeah, me too. And I made a movie with my mime and a therapist. And if you guys want to movie riff my movie, I'll be there and take the movie riffing as you're watching it. Oh, what is this film? How could you make such God? No, I don't think it's that bad. But I'll do that. And in fact, actually, I own the movie, so we could even do an HOA and show my movie in the Movie Riff Live. We could do a special live showing of the movie, and you guys can do your thing. I don't know what that would be like. That would be interesting. But so, because most of the movies you watch, not everyone's seen them before, right? No, that's the thing. Of course, the funky thing you should mention is a guy named Daniel Toth and I. We were going to do some riffing. We were going to record it and put it on YouTube. But most of these films are actually still under copyright. So if you're in danger of violating copyright infringement, you can't do the film. Films like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is still under copyright, which I refuse to believe. But there you go. But I like to do some films, so everybody can see them. But that makes somebody's actually paying for these films still. That's kind of scary. Pros. Sorry, I froze for a second. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that everybody, you said you like to do films that everybody knows. Is that what you said? For the most part, or? Say again? You like to do films that everybody knows? No, I like to find obscure films. I like to find films that I've never heard of, because there are a lot of films that Mystery Science Theater 3000 did. And I want to find some that, you're going to do Plan 9 again? Oh, great. Manos? Oh, great. And you find some really obscure ones, which, boy, there are a bunch of obscure ones out there you can find, and they're fun. We have a great time doing them. Everybody, come on by. Yeah, so Movie Riffs, and when are they on again? They're on 8 o'clock Central Time on Saturdays and 2:30 Central Time on Sundays. Okay, cool. 8 o'clock p.m., so 9 p.m. Eastern? 8 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. And okay, 9 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I would love to join that and check it out. You know, it's something to do on the weekends, and you know, now with the new format, Hangouts, there's a Hangout page, and you can find Hangouts to watch, so it's a lot easier for people to find what's going on. And now with the YouTube, although yours isn't on air because of the copyright, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, you get flagged if you do something like, once again, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Go figure.
Yeah. It's still probably, is that a movie on Netflix? Maybe Netflix is trying to get the most bang out of its buck for that movie.
I don't think there's any bang left, but yeah, I'm sure Netflix
will
try to get it.
I think everyone knows Netflix has there are a lot of, it's like Netflix is the home of like so many terrible movies that have never been in the movie theater that are sitting there, like the sex comedies and the comedies.
Sharktopus. I like Sharktopus particularly.
Sharktopus.
So
very interesting. So you actually are an author, writer, blogger, humor. You tend to lean towards humor?
Actually, that's the only thing I tend to lean toward. I did a lot of writing as a kid, and I'm very thankful that I don't have any of that to share that with you because I was a kid. Yeah, it was pretty sad. Anyway, but I started writing like last year, and I started writing. Yeah, don't cry. And I was started writing a blog on basically it's a satire on games and the gaming industry called Game View, Fake Gaming News, Print to Fit. And it was basically, you know, in our culture, gaming has become a big, huge part of our culture. And so I thought, okay, since it's become a big, huge part of our culture, you got to lampoon it. And so, you know, and there are games that come out that have numerous bugs. There are companies that behave basically that, you know, corporate companies behave like. And so there was a lot of fodder. And so I started doing that blog, and that got pretty popular.
Mm. And so you're you're a big-time gamer too, or?
Yeah, big time.
Big time. What are some of your, what game right now are you obsessed with?
Obsessed with?
Or is there one that you have a favorite right now, or one that you play weekly or daily, or you're playing right now and we can't even see it?
Yeah, actually I'm playing it right now. Damn, you figured me out. No.
Multitasking.
Multitasking. Yeah, I can only multitask so much. Well, you know, I like the Uncharted series, the Batman series.
Cool. So you're into
comic
books. You're into comic books too.
Yeah, I had a killer comic book collection at one point, and it's gone. So rest in peace. Yeah, it was kind of sad circumstances, but games like Uncharted and things like that. Uncharted basically has better storylines than most of the action movies that come out now. So it's kind of cool. It's like playing your own little Indiana Jones adventure.
And to be clear, most action movies that come out don't even have storylines.
Exactly. See, that's the thing.
Yeah. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones. It reminds me of a line that Peter Dinklage said this week, something like, "Are you questioning my honor?" And he said, then his response was like basically, you don't. How could I question your honor when you don't have any? Something like that. He said it more cleverly than that, but that kind of thing.
So you're paraphrasing.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Because
okay. It sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. My memory works. It's just my memory's overloaded with buttons and stretching out the stream and the whatnot that happens.
I think this new design is affecting your speech here. Let's talk about the new design. The
new design is affecting my speech. I can't even get the words out.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. And this show too, it's just trying to sit here and figure out what exactly they were trying to do, or why they would, like, I don't, my mod, like, you want to be risky, you want to go for it, you want to,
right,
you know, go after it, and you want to change up some things. So I get that, but why change stuff that was working? I mean, I get there's a money issue. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, you know, Twitter and Facebook have, you know, Facebook has like and Twitter has retweet and all that. We had the only word, we had +1. We had the word share. So like, we don't want the word share. Let's just put an arrow up there. That looks like a forward button on your browser. You know.
I thought it was like a backspace thing. You know, it was like you want to go back to the next page or something like.
Yeah, or a backspace or a refresh or something.
Yeah, refresh.
Yeah. And I mean, when you hover to share, but then there's a Hangout button. The Hangout button looks really appealing, and to me, but like I never understood hanging out because of the post. Like maybe from a show, that would be cool if a show you had a little hangout to watch the show and talk about the show as it was happening. Or that maybe is a little hard to focus and be meta, but at least you could kind of gather and be like, oh yeah, kind of like instead of a movie riff where it's a hangout conversations riff. You know, oh look at that Rappaport, he can't even talk and he doesn't shave and all that other, and that guy Glenn, he's over there drinking and movie riffing and all that stuff. I don't know.
Well, I'll be honest. The first time I saw the new design, I thought it looked like Madonna after she was photoshopped. It was just
bang. You're full of them.
Yeah,
you do realize Lady Madonna is one of our loyal viewers. So Lady Madonna, sorry about that. I hope that it didn't affect your workout because she listens while she works out. So.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah, because she needs to work out more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Should we be doing this since she's working out? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Move. Well. Yeah, I don't think she wants us to vote. She might throw up while she's working out. But
yeah, well, that's true.
But she might make money.
We're in 3D. We're in 3D.
If we're in 3D. Oh, wait, she won't make money. She'll be upset that we're voting, and she's like,
yeah, there you go.
She's not Lars Ulrich, so I can't go that far, you know. Could be worse.
No, but that's the kind of stuff I write. I love to write satire and especially the social culture, the social media, and just speaking of the new, don't worry, kids, I'll come up with something about the new Google design. Because I also write another blog called The Newsosphere, and it's kind of a spin-off from GameView. Sort of like, Joey was a spin-off of Friends. Actually, that's a really bad example.
You're like, you don't want to be Joey.
That's a bad example. I'll try to think of something else. Anyway, I guess Maude from All in the Family. Anyway.
I will think of a better TV example before it's all over.
Yeah, please do.
Wait, Different Strokes and Facts of Life. How's that?
Oh, even better. I like that.
That
was good. Anything's better than Joey, but it's primarily social. It's pretty much for anybody that doesn't really understand the gaming industry and that sort of thing. Because I did find when people were looking at GameView, they were taking it seriously, and I had a lot of people come in and say, "Wow, really? They released only half of Skyrim." And so that's why they're doing all those patches. And I went, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. So I did this thing called the Newsosphere, and then that branched out into my ebook. Let's see, how many books have I written? Let's see, there's one. It's selected items from the Newsosphere, and so you can get that.
Awesome. Hey, yeah, I was going to ask you about ebooks. You've only written one. I've written in the past one or two about network marketing stuff that I don't do as much really anymore. But
excellent.
The ebook, it's interesting. The ebooks, you literally can write an ebook that's one page or way many more than that. And it's amazing. I mean, people are looking for free ebooks or even cheap ebooks, and especially with all the readers out there. So, and even on the internet. Do you find when it comes to writing, that's where your main selling point is, or as far as making money off your writing? I mean, I don't know what your whole, like, what's the ebook business like? It's really just to get your name out there and get your site out there and for people to discover you and what you do, right? Yeah. More so than the money-making appeal. The $10 you might make after like a year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm raking in the big bucks. Anyway.
No, but that's not just anything to say about you. Unless you're a celebrity, I mean, or you get tap into a niche, or you're Guy Kawasaki. You're not making. Even Guy Kawasaki with his What the Plus, it was offering for free for quite a while, and he goes back and forth between $3 and free. And it's interesting how $3 is not a lot of money because you feel like you're getting something, but to some people, like if I was to ask someone to pay $3 to watch a movie, they might not want to. Like, it's interesting what people will and won't pay for online, or Well,
that's another thing I like to touch on, because people will pretty much plus anything, share anything. There was a person I saw, and they basically said, well, that's all for me, good night. And they got like 98 shares, and I say that all the time, in person, and no one ever says, wow, that is an incredible statement. I think I'll remember that, write that down, and tell my friends. So it's a really interesting culture, particularly, Facebook and Google. People like to talk about what they're eating and what movie they saw and that kind of. And I always ask them, well, where did you go and what kind of security does your home have? Because you're basically telling them that you're out and about and you won't be home for a while and that sort of thing. So it's a really interesting culture. It kind of.
Yeah, I was just saying hi to people on the post. I'm also not only am I the host, but I'm also the moderator and a bunch of other stuff.
Wow, you're good. So you're multitasking.
I do multitask, but I do wear the headphones so I don't miss anything you say, just in case I don't see I might miss the faces you're making at me under that mask. What? Oh wait, you took off the pirate hat. Wait.
Yeah, you didn't see that, did you?
Mm-mm.
But so this new. Oh, I like that. That's good. What are you drinking there?
I wish I was drinking Irish coffee, but just regular coffee. I say you were drinking some Irish.
This is water.
Irish water.
Well, I was thinking about vodka, and that would be kind of strange, I was writing my black. Actually, about the Sisson Networks.
Oh my God, Dudley Moore from the dead. Welcome.
Thank you.
Dudley Moore, what do you think of Russell Brand remaking your classic movie? Does it bother you?
It doesn't bother me because I didn't have any money invested.
Oh my God, your accent's gone, and no.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, what did you think about Arthur the remake? Necessary?
I don't know. I mean, as long as it's Russell Brand and is still British, I don't have a problem with it. And the girl they picked was a lot hotter than Liza Minnelli.
Aww.
But I don't know. I had a better career than this Russell character, and he needs to work on this funny thing.
There it is. You'll never, ever again see a Texan doing a British accent.
Yeah.
That is the one and only time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't see the remake, yes. My impressions are just usually Ryan Mansico, like, man, the chest hair, like, hey. You know Ryan, right, a little bit?
Okay, you told me this was safe for work, but don't do that. People, you didn't see that.
Wait, my chest hair isn't safe for work? That's true.
That was just wrong.
Oh, yes, they'll be blinded by the light.
Do the Photoshop. Yeah.
No, it was quick. It was a quickie, and that's what she said. But so you do. It's like I could talk for hours just on comics and video games and you also. But I want to get everything. You also do. You run Shakespeare Hangouts, right? And Monica, or you did?
Monica does.
Monica does. Okay.
Yeah, actually, she started the thing. Monica, I love you.
Yeah, and she loves you too. She said she's watching.
She's the greatest.
She
started Shakespeare Hangout. Our first one was Much Ado About Nothing, and that was a great idea, Monica. Because we did Much Ado, I read Benedict and Dogberry, and that was just a blast. And then we started Tempest, and hopefully we'll continue it. But that was a bunch of fun. You look up the script and then you read it, and oops, gratuitous beaver shot. Anyway.
That happens.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I love Much Ado About Nothing. I actually got to study some theater in Oxford, and we did Much Ado About Nothing, and we got to read different parts. I got to read Bernardo and
Dogberry.
Dogberry, that's right, and a few different parts. So that was a lot of fun. It's a fun play. The Kenneth Branagh version is decent, I guess, the movie, except for Keanu Reeves going, "Whoa, dude!" But for the most part,
I've sworn to avenge. No, yeah.
They're like Keanu Reeves goes up to the director and is like, "So, what do you want me to do?" And they're like, "Just be yourself." Yeah. Like, I think that's like every role. Like I'm sure if you really think about it, maybe is there a role that he's played that he's noticeably not, that he's different? I can't even think.
I don't know. I guess they pretty much. I think it's playing his contract.
So he has to say "whoa" at least one time.
You have to say "whoa." Just be yourself. That's what sells tickets. Please God, don't do Bram Stoker's Dracula again. That kind of a thing.
Yeah,
But
that's true. But I'm sure there was some say in casting. Although I wonder, I mean, who knows? Francis Ford Coppola, right?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Of course, have you seen Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Or it's Bram Stoker, yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting film.
Yeah, wasn't it Francis Ford Coppola that did that?
That was Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, and that was that wasn't his last film? Was that his last film?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't his last film. But I think it was definitely his film that he probably, But that's for another time. That was a pretty psychedelic movie.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, a lot of
Anthony Hopkins.
A lot of vampires and blood sucking and some sex and other stuff.
A lot of blood and rare meat. So
yeah,
it's a good film to watch. Once you have a really big lunch.
Yeah, right. I could think of a lot of films like that. I was doing a horror movie hangout with Jason Salas, and we talked about scary moments in horror movies, and to me, when they're really gross, and I guess stuff from the 80s is not as gross. It's cheesy more than gross, but things like, Johnny Depp getting sucked into the bed by Freddy Krueger and then the blood pops, throwing up. That, when I was 10 years old, was pretty gross and scary. Things like that. The Fly, Jeff Goldblum. I know it's not the original, but him turning into the Fly. And, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's more recent, but that was pretty gross.
I stay away from clowns.
Yeah, they could be
the
scary.
Burger King freaks me out. So,
wow. So you never eat there?
No. And I don't eat a clown burger. So, Poltergeist freaked me out.
Yeah. Poltergeist is a pretty good movie, pretty good classic.
But,
so how did you discover Google Plus and Hangouts? Were you a social media? I mean, you're a blogger, so you're just aware of stuff. I know me. I was like, oh, I wanted to invite because I was all on Buzz. How did you get in here and discover it? And were you on Buzz too? I think.
Well, no. I'd never heard of Buzz. It was like the beginning of last year, and I started writing a blog, and then somebody said you should really go on, Facebook or Twitter. I said, yeah, dream on. And then like about a month later, I was on, Facebook and Twitter, and then I heard about Google Plus, and I said, 3 social networks? And then, a month later, I was on Google Plus. So please, whoever's listening, don't create another social network.
Wait, aren't you on Pinterest? What?
Yeah. No. You don't say that. La.
Right? It doesn't. It's if you just had one social network, you wouldn't be able to keep up with it. But even if you have like 50 social networks, let's be honest. There's one place you spent the most time, right? I mean.
Right.
So.
Well, I have to sleep.
It helps.
I'm a human being, and I have to eat, and I have to have like social interaction with, people.
Right.
Three-dimensional people. And if you
on occasion.
On occasion.
Yeah.
Yes, on occasion. But, it's just give me time to, at least 2 or 3 hours a night, and that kind of a thing. So no more social networks, okay? Just cap it. Just cap it. So
yeah. What do you remember your first couple of hangouts, and were you gung-ho and you just jumped into a hangout and you went from there, or?
Yeah, it's the one where the guy was showing me the video, and that's where, I got the idea for the MovieRiff. But, yeah.
Your first hangout, wow.
Yeah, first hangout. And I followed some people invited me to hangouts, and hi, who the hell are you? And then, you got to know them and that kind of thing. And I thought it was fascinating because it was like a group discussion. It was like sitting in somebody's living room, and talking to people. And it was much more casual than one-on-one, like on Facebook and things like that, and Skype. And I was chatting with some people on Skype. But once, the hangout, I think it has multi-purposes, much like this interview and the MovieRiff and the Shakespeare Hangout. I think there's a lot of different possibilities. Now, if it worked correctly every time, that would be a plus. But
that's always a plus.
Yeah.
It's a plus. I like that hashtag. I like to put at the end, that's a plus.
That's a plus.
Well, that's always nice. That's always fun.
No, but I think it's great. I think it's one of my favorite things about Google Plus.
Well, like I said earlier, I think one of this new design, this new update, however you feel about it, the positive is that they really emphasized Hangouts, and they really like Hangouts. There's not now the symbol there. There's a symbol on the side. There's a big button that starts a Hangout. Everyone in UG Talk has a little camera that looks like the Hangout. Hangouts popping up in your stream. Hangouts on the side. So they really went full gung ho with the Hangouts, and I believe they're showing way more Hangouts than they've ever shown before, and more happening. So that was the best part, I think, of this whole thing, the Hangouts. But it makes me wonder, was their goal to get more people hanging out, or was their goal to have people hang out more and use the stream less? I mean,
well, there's another plus. There you go. There's another plus. There's no white space on the Hangout, because if there was, then I can only see like half your face. So that's a plus right there. Yeah, exactly. Because I personally think that white space, I think it's like a bias toward right-handed people, because I have to do this, if I'm on Google, if I'm doing.
Oh no! Wait, we were one person there. We're like, oh my God!
It's right here. So I tend to, start a petition. It probably won't go that far, but I have a couple of restraining orders, but we'll talk about that later.
We can later, yeah. And there is that extension that stretches it, which makes everything better. It makes it better where I can scroll through it. But again, it's kind of like they took G Plus and they made it for Andre, the Giant in the Sky, or Andre the Giant. They made it for
Andre the Giant,
real big person, because I don't need. It's nice that there's a big for the I think that for the pictures maybe, but really for the broadcast, make those big. That's fine. And the Hangouts, you can make those big. But all those other posts, if it has one picture or it's it's text, don't make it. It seems crazy that it's so big. Like comments, or it used to be 100 comments and I'd still be able to see another post. Now it's 2 comments and it's my whole page.
Well, and the photos are larger. Like on your profile, the photos. I clicked on my profile and holy, because I don't like looking at myself, basically, and then there's huge photo, and I'm thinking, what's next, 3D? And you just froze. Hello? Okay.